Hello, hello. Welcome to How to Keep Your Mind Right When You Are Unemployed. If you have recently lost your job, I want to help you protect the one thing that will determine how you come out of this season, which is your mindset. I have been unemployed three different times in my corporate career, and now as a full-time entrepreneur and life coach, I help clients navigate unemployment on a pretty regular basis. I'm actually surprised how often people seek me out when they're unemployed. So I have seen firsthand that two people can experience the exact same job loss and end up with completely different outcomes. And it's not because of luck, it is because of how they handled this season in their life. So before we get into everything, I do want to give you a little disclaimer that what I'm about to say and talk about in this video is really for emotionally mature, high achieving adults. Not everybody is going to be able to digest what I'm about to say, and that's okay. But I just encourage you that if you find something that I'm saying to be like aggravating to you in any way, it's probably an invitation for you to lean into that because there's something that is off within yourself, and that is why it is aggravating to you. So, let's get into it. I'm going to pull up my notes so that I can stay on track because I have a client in 40 minutes. So, my name is Ashley Shehab, and I am a certified life coach. I have been for 7 years. I believe that if something isn't happening in your life, it's because you're lacking clarity. And I help go-getters who have gotten stuck move forward with clarity, ease, and intention. I live in Dallas, but I coach clients across the United States. I have spent 17 years in corporate America and was unemployed at three different times during my corporate career. So not only am I helping clients with this, but I also have experience with this firsthand. And I remember how stressful those times were. And this is really like what's driving me to make this video for you guys today is I've been there. I know how bad it can suck. I'm seeing a lot of clients going through this. I'm seeing a lot of friends going through this. And I just know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're going to have another job again. And I also know that you can use this unemployment so wisely to the point where you're going to come out in a totally different place on the other side. Keeping your mind right from here on out, or keeping your mind right really is like essential to your success during your unemployment. And from here on out, I'm going to be referring to unemployment as fun employment. Why? Because it's fun. Not because not having a job isn't fun, although it kind of is fun, if we're being honest. But because this season is really temporary. Like I said, you are going to work again. The question isn't whether or not you're going to get another job. The question is, who are you going to become before you get another job? And how are you going to use this time? So, calling it fun employment to me sounds a lot better than calling it unemployment. And that's what I honestly did when I was unemployed. I actually remember the first time I got let go from a job. It was an awful company. It was such a blessing to have gotten let go from that job. But at the time, I was freaking out. But I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to make this as fun as possible. And I went on a weekday when I would normally be working to go have lunch with my friend who was a stay-at-home mom. And I got all dressed up and she was like, wow, you don't look like somebody who's unemployed. And I was like, yeah, because I am going to make this fun. And guess what? That time when I was unemployed, I got a job so quickly that I had double pay because I had my new income coming in and I still had all this money coming in from my severance package. So it worked out extremely well. So let's get into this. We are going to start with protecting your mindset above all else. You guys, keeping your mind right isn't a nice bonus during unemployment. It is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself because your mindset is going to influence every decision that you make. It is going to influence how you feel in the day to day, and it is really what is going to carry you through this difficult time. I know a lot about the power of mindset. Like I said, I was unemployed three times in corporate America. Now that seems like a different life ago because I've been an entrepreneur for 7 years. But in these past 7 years as an entrepreneur, I have also had three spine surgeries. If you know anything about spine surgeries, it's absolute hell and torture. And you get nothing but bad news, doom and gloom. You're in so much pain. And I, each time with each surgery, found myself defying odds. And I 100% attribute that to the fact that I kept my mind right during the pain, during the surgeries, during the time where I didn't really know what was going to happen throughout the uncertainty. So I'm here to tell you mindset is everything. Now, the energy you bring to anything is going to influence the outcome. Think about it like this. If I'm super stressed out about going on a date and I'm getting frantically getting ready for the date and I'm just so stressed out about it and I don't know if I like this guy and the energy's off. When I open that door for him to pick me up, he's going to feel my energy. Energy is contagious. This is why when you walk into a room, you can tell if somebody's in a bad mood. You can tell if like the people are really happy. Even if you're not super consciously aware of it, everybody is feeling the energy. Like go to a sporting event. Like that's why I feel like people love live sports. Like you're hyped up, you're in the energy of it all. So, what I mean by the energy you bring to anything influences the outcome is that where what you bring to it is how you're going to land there. So, when it comes to job searching, think about it like this. If you're super stressed out about finding a job, if you're like, oh my God, I have to get a job, I'm not going to be happy until I do, it's like you're death gripping onto the job. So that's almost like you're holding a water hose and you're squeezing it so tightly that the water can't even flow through it. If you want life to flow and you want things to be easier, you need to hold on to what you want more loosely. Loosen that grip on the water hose and the water will start flowing again. So start just thinking about, okay, how do I feel in my day today? How can I make myself just feel 2% better, 2% less stressed out? Really, this comes in small increments, but be mindful of the energy that you are bringing to this. Even, okay, I know that that sounds hokey. This is like energetics, but if we look at this from a scientific side of things, anxiety constricts your ability to think creatively. So if you're approaching your job search with anxiety, you're not able to think creatively and to be able to have the doors open to you that would open if you were, again, holding this loosely and coming at this from a different vibe. If you let the anxiety go and you're coming at this from a better place, you're going to be more likely to be like, oh, I should reach out to so and so. Oh, I should go to this thing. Like basically, not having the anxiety scientifically makes it easier for you to think and be creative and come up with options where previously there may not have been options. So be mindful of your energy and really also ask yourself, why would I want to kick myself when I'm already down? You can make this season harder or easier. The choice is truly yours. Like you can make this what you want it to be. You can choose to be happy and at peace. You don't have to like the fact that you're unemployed. You don't have to like your current reality, but you can choose the energy and the mindset that you bring to this 100%. I want you to also really be aware that this is a season of your life in which you are unemployed. Unemployment is not your identity, and your job does not define your worth. Your worth comes from within, and you are worthy because you are worthy. Let's sit with this for a moment because I feel like this is a big one. So many of us attach our self-worth to external circumstances and things that can be lost, like a job. And then it's like you're kind of screwed because you're like, well, I'm only worthy if I have a job. Now I don't have a job. Now I'm not worthy. Now I don't feel good. But at the end of the day, you are worthy just because, period, the end. This is what it says in the Bible. In the Bible, God is not sitting here saying you need to earn your worth. God is saying, I love you. I cherish you. You are worthy because. I came to the Bible and Christianity through my back surgeries when I really realized I had to start relying on a faith and a power that was greater than me. And personally, it has been instrumental to my growth and healing and recovery, and it has been life-changing for me. If you are already into this or you're what I call Jesus curious, this is a great time for you to get into the Word, start reading the Bible, ask ChatGPT for Bible verses to carry you through this unemployment, to help you with your worth, because there is so much power here. And I just really want you to be aware of the fact that your worth is not influenced by your job. Again, you are worthy because this is something. This is really deep, y'all, and that's why I said this is something that is really for like more emotionally mature people. And honestly, this is something I work on with clients all the time, is bringing your worth back to yourself, is learning how to stand in your power, is bringing the fact that confidence comes from within into your life. So noodle on this one. I know that this one might not hit right away, but just know you're worthy because you're going to have a job again. Your job doesn't define you. Unemployment is not your identity. You are you, period. And you're okay, period. Sit with that one. We're going to keep going. Really big advice I have for you here is to be mindful of what you're consuming. Social media is generally a very negative and dark place. And I would say that if you can delete social media off your phone, do it and just stop doom scrolling altogether. Your nervous system right now is probably in more of a fight, flight, freeze, fawn mode than usual because you feel, under attack. Like your money is tied to your safety and your livelihood and all of this. And so doom scrolling is going to trigger your nervous system in ways that you can't afford right now. You can't control what you're taking in on social media. I mean, you could get a beautiful self-help post followed by some really disturbing news, followed by you need to buy this in order to be worthy, followed by here's the hottest restaurant in Dallas. Like it's rough, you guys. So try and just be very mindful of what you're consuming and be aware that you get the evidence that you are seeking. So if you were like, okay, I want to buy a red Jeep, and you went out and about today, you would see like 10 red Jeeps because suddenly your mind is on red Jeeps and you maybe have never seen them before and now they're everywhere. You get what you're looking for. So make it your goal to look for evidence of things going well. And a really fun way that you can do this, and I'm going to speak in Dallas terms, because I'm a life coach in Dallas. Like I said, I am not licensed by state. I am certified. I can coach you anywhere. So my clients are everywhere. I'm in Dallas, and when you're unemployed, sometimes it comes to the point of like, okay, the economy is rough. AI is taking over jobs, like all these kinds of things. First of all, don't make those unemployment stats mean anything to you because they literally only mean something if you allow them to mean something. So you can be aware of the unemployment rate, you can be aware of whatever AI is doing and how it's affecting your industry. And of course, if like your industry is completely gone, then you need to make new decisions, but don't live in this space. Don't make it mean something because the reality is there could be two unemployed people and one of you could get a job tomorrow and one of you could be drowning in unemployment stats. Like we don't need to live here, but what we do need to look for is evidence of things going well. So if you're in Dallas, go walk through Highland Park Village and look at people throwing money around there. Go have a drink at the Ritz-Carlton bar. Go drive through Preston Hollow. Like basically like go somewhere in your town where there are beautiful homes, where there are opulent shops, where there is wealth, and surround your mind and energy with wealth and with the opposite of what the media and social media is putting out there. Because the reality is, like, maybe the economy is bad, but if I scoot on over to Highland Park Village, it sure doesn't look like the economy is bad over there. If I go drive by a $5 million home, like these people are crushing it. Polarity exists everywhere. Again, you get what you look for, but putting yourself in situations where people are positive, people are growing, people have money, people are defying the odds. That's a big one. For me as a business owner, I'm constantly seeking out stories of other business owners who have defied the odds, who have done the like unthinkable, because that's what I want. I don't want to hear about the businesses that have failed. I'm aware businesses fail, but mine's not going to. And I want to be in the energy of people who are crushing it. Again, energy is contagious, so be aware of these things. And from just kind of a more practical or tangible side of things, have a plan for your day today. When you go from working all day to not working, you have a lot of time on your hands, and structure really does create flow. So give yourself a more blended day. Like, yes, obviously you're going to be job searching, networking, all that kind of stuff. Maybe you're going to take some classes. Maybe you're going to work on yourself and like work with me or another coach at this time. Like, but have structure for your days. Okay, this is the time where I'm going to work out and do something good for me. This is the time where I'm going to job search. And this is the time where I'm going to go have fun. and I'm going to go do things that light me up inside because I can sure tell you that anytime in my business, okay, I am a solopreneur, it is just me. I am a life coach coaching clients one to one. So if I'm not working, I don't get paid. But I can sure tell you that every time I take a vacation, I have an influx of new clients and I'm doing nothing. I'm on the beach, sipping a mojito, having the time of my life, and people are applying to work with me because I am having fun. And fun helps you to get what you want much more quickly than misery does. So just create some sort of structure for your day. Make sure you're taking time off. Job searching for 8 hours a day sounds like torture. Now, if that sounds fun to you, do it. I doubt it does. Be realistic about your time, set your goals, hold yourself accountable, have a plan, but make sure you're slotting in time for you, for fun. You don't always have this fun employment time where all your time is yours. So how do you want to use it? I mean, maybe this is the time you do take a vacation. Maybe this is the time you do, work on your health and fitness. But whatever it is, structure creates flow. Okay, moving on. We're going to talk about not becoming a desperate version of yourself. I had a client who was unemployed probably for about a year and a half, actually, and he was the sole provider for his family of three. And what we talked a lot about is that he didn't want to become desperate and choose the ugly girl. We like kind of made this like I love a metaphor and I love like a little scenario. So we were like back when he was dating, he's married now to a wonderful woman, but back when he was dating, I was like if you got desperate, you would just settle for the ugly girl. You would just settle for the girl who was there, who was paying attention to you. This is not the time to settle. This is not the time to become a desperate version of yourself. So when you are interviewing, do not ignore red flags. Do not accept a job that you know is just going to be another toxic environment. Like odds have it you probably got out of one toxic environment. Don't just go hop into another. And don't just tell yourself, well, like I should just be grateful. I need to take what's right in front of me. Like if you're coming from this lack mindset, you're going to have a lot of very restrictive options and you're going to find yourself in another bad scenario where you could end up unemployed a few months down the line. Yes, you may have to take a stepping stone job to get to like the job that you ultimately want. But if it is a stepping stone job, be very aware of it. And just really, again, we're going to go back to energy. Try to come from an energy of expansion, of I am meant to have what it is I want. There are ample jobs available to me, not an energy of lack, not an energy of desperation. Fear makes us make short-term decisions, and confidence helps us make long-term decisions. So you're going to want to be making a long-term decision here. So be aware of not becoming desperate. Again, sometimes we have to take a stepping stone. That's fine. But be aware of what you want and don't settle for less. If you take that stepping stone job, then keep looking for what it is that you do want. And on that note, if you need to make a backup plan, do it, but don't obsess over it. I had another client, a woman who was unemployed. I don't know how long she was unemployed, maybe like 3 to 6 months. And she at one point told me, if this goes on too long, past a certain point, I'm going to have to sell my house. And then, it was kind of every session, she's like, I'm going to have to sell my house. I'm going to have to sell my house. And it was like, okay, stop. We're aware that your house is your backup plan, that you could sell it, that then you could get money out of it. And, to her, that was going to kind of carry her through. So we got to the point where it was like, okay, you know that this is your plan. Don't obsess over it. Don't make this worse for you. Make the plan, write it down if you're worried you're going to forget it, but don't look at it every day and don't let it consume you. Okay. Moving on to my next topic here is what to do with this other than job search. And we've already kind of been talking about this. Like, really take this time to work on yourself. Like, you have time. When you're working a 9 to 5, a lot of times you're complaining about how you don't have time. So, what can you do right now that will benefit you going forward? Like, could you start a workout routine now? Could you take a vacation now? Could you work with me now and kind of get to know yourself better, grow yourself right now? Like, what can you do with this time to set yourself up for success in the future? take inventory, of your past jobs, of your career path, and see, what do I like? What do I don't like? Ask yourself questions like, what kind of work actually lights me up? What gifts do I feel like I have? Am I using those gifts? What have I tolerated in past jobs that I don't want to tolerate anymore? What patterns do I keep repeating that I don't want to repeat anymore? What are things about my old jobs that I want to have in my new job? What are things about my old jobs that I don't want to have in my new job? Like, take inventory of your life, of your career. Use this time wisely. Focus on bettering yourself. There's personal growth books, there's podcasts, there are breathwork events that you can go to. There's so much that you can engage in and educate yourself on at this time that will help you to answer the question kind of like, when this season is over, what is the story I want to tell about myself in this time to help other people? Like, who do I want to be in this difficult season? What is the story I want to tell in this difficult season, when this is over? Because ultimately, like, you can use this hard time to help others. I've used my unemployment to help others. I've used my back surgeries to help others. Like, your pain often brings up a lot of purpose. So, what is the story you want to tell? Do you want to say, oh my God, I was miserable and I hated life and I was fearful that I would never get a job all day, every day? Or do you want to say, wow, yeah, I really like used that time to better myself and I had a lot of faith and I have come out on the other side so much better? And on that note, you can also ask yourself, who is the person I need to become in order to have the career that I want, the job that I want, the stability that I want, the financial success that I want? I mean, this could apply to anything. Who is the person that I would need to be making that money, to have that relationship, to live in that house, to be that healthy, whatever, and start making those changes now. I really feel like when you are given the gift of time, which fun employment can be, God wants you to use this for something. I have seen this with my clients, I've seen this with my friends, that the unemployment wasn't actually about the job or about the career. The unemployment was actually about the fact that they needed to stop and address something about themselves in their lives and take that space to heal and to grow. And when they've used that time to do that and come out on the other side, it's like, boom, they get a job it's better than they ever imagined. I mean, all of the clients that I have worked with who have been unemployed, none of them have had to implement their plan B. All of them defied the odds. So much of this is about mindset and using this time wisely. So take some space after you listen to this today to say, what do I want my days to be like? How can I use this time? Who is the person that I want to become during this time? What is the story I want to tell about this time? All of this stuff is going to help you to keep your mind right. I know it's a lot. And if you're new to the personal growth world, you're new to mindset, energetics, you're probably like, what? But there is so much to this. And just know that right now, you're just a person who is fun employed. You are not an unemployed person. Make the distinction. One describes your current circumstance, and the other becomes your identity. We do not want unemployment or job stress to become your identity. Identity work, again, if that's new to you, life changing, huge. Just know you're going to work again. Positively affirm what it is that you want to yourself every day. Move your body every day. Give gratitude for what you do have and what is going well daily. Gratitude, I mean, look up. Gratitude practices are huge. There is so much evidence of how they can rewire the brain. Like, yes, you may not have a job right now, but if you have your health, my gosh, you have everything you need. If you have a house, if you have a loving partner, if you have a dog, if you have a family who loves you, whatever it is, give gratitude for what's going well. If you had a networking call earlier today and you're like, wow, I'm so grateful that I had an opportunity to have that networking call, feel the gratitude. I invite you to just follow my YouTube channel and my Instagram, Ashley the Life Coach, for more inspirational advice. If you're in a space where you're like, you know what, I do want more support and I want to work on myself right now, you can apply to have a free consultation at ashleythelifecoach.com. I want to share with you too some of my favorite books about mindset and money that I recommend to clients are You Are a Badass and also You Are a Badass at Making Money, both by Jen Sincero or something like that. Rich as Fuck by Amanda Francis is my favorite money mindset book. Think and Grow Rich is also a good money mindset book. Gosh, there's just so much. I'm trying to think of what else. This is a time I actually haven't read this book, but I have so many clients that love it. Atomic Habits. This is a good time where maybe you want to put some habits into your life. And my gosh, like read what is becoming my new favorite book, the Bible. It is huge. I actually just finished a Bible study. I believe it was called The Lie You Don't Know You Believe. By Jenny, somebody or other. And that was huge. I mean, uncovering the lie I didn't know I believed, which by the way, mine was unhelpless, which is hilarious. Like, how am I helpless when I started a business from nothing that has been sustaining me for 7 years? How am I helpless when I have survived 3 spine surgeries? But man, those limiting beliefs, those lies, they're deep in here. So take some time to kind of get into these things and oh, Jenny Allen is her name. The Lie You Don't Know You Believe by Jenny Allen. Take some time to just get into these things and see, who you are, see how you're showing up in your life, see how these stories that you're telling yourself, these patterns, these limiting beliefs, may not be serving you. I mean, they're certainly not. So, yeah, I have a client that I have to go now get ready for. I hope that this has been helpful to you and you have found some like juicy nuggets that are going to help you with your mindset, help carry you through this fun employment. And I honestly wish you a very fun employment. And I wish you much success in whatever it is that you do next. I have faith in you. It is going to be amazing. You've got this.